For more on the U.S. immigration debate is Randy Parraz, president for Citizens for a Better Arizona, and Lenni Benson, New York Law School professor. Thank you both for joining us. And Randy, I want to start with you. You know, we've seen reverse migration back to Mexico. And as we heard in our story, the number of undocumented immigrants is lower than it's been in years. If the U.S. Congress passes immigration reform with a path to citizenship, will we see those numbers change, and in which direction?
I think it's all, most of the pool of immigration to the United States is economic based. So it depends on how the economy responds is really going to be the one thing that's really going to draw immigrants, because people don't come to America to not work. They come to America because there's jobs waiting through a network of family and friends. They hear of opportunities, so they come here looking for a better life. So if those opportunities don't exist, it doesn't really matter what they pass in Washington, D.C. They will not be risking their life and spending thousands of dollars to get here if in fact the economy is there's just no jobs to really where they can actually better themselves.
Lenni, I want you to weigh in on this. What are your thoughts?
I think that immigration policy is really complex. I like to think of it like an ecosystem where parts of the process interact, and I think Randy was right that people are motivated to join existing family or for economic opportunity. But the new bill has a component in it that if border security remains tight as it is, and Congress would like to see it be even tighter, then there's a path for new temporary work visas and for the people that are already here to have temporary work authorization and a path toward full inclusion. I think that part of the bill is revolutionary. We have never had an adequate number of we call them guest worker visas. And although there's negatives to that, this calculus could change the exploitation of the workers we saw in your setup piece.
Lenni, U.S. President Barack Obama heads to Mexico next month. How much of his conversation with President Enrique Peña Nieto will involve immigration reform, or should it?
I'd like to see him discuss it, and I think it's overdue. President Bush had that conversation and was derailed by the events of 9/11. We are overdue. We are a treaty partner with Mexico under NAFTA, and the more we can regularize the relationship between Mexico and the United States and work together, the more secure the border and the better treated the people.
Randy, what kind of conversation needs to take place between these two presidents?
I think it has to be one of mutual respect. We're talking about over a $300 billion trade relationship. And we're talking about, especially here in Arizona, where you've had just in the last few years, just the conversation and the rhetoric around immigration become so poisoned, so polarized with the likes of the former recall Senator Russell Pierce, Sheriff Arpaio we have in the state of Arizona. So I think it's about how do we start to really focus on the policies of immigration and realize fundamentally immigration, it's about people. It's about families. It's about brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers. And so I think that's really has to come down. It's not just about the smugglers and the drugs and everything else. It's really about how we can have a conversation about immigration that's not so polarized in this particular state. And it's an international conversation that meets the interests of both countries.
Randy, let me follow up with you. You know, the Mexican government has resources and advocates for its citizens in America currently, and it seems to support immigration reform ideas that are being talked about in the United States. What role can Mexico play in contributing to this situation and making it better?
Oh, was that for me? Sorry. Mexico has a very important role. First of all, again, it's one of our biggest trading partners, and because of our tight immigration controls, U.S. business has been moving as well into Mexico, and there are many U.S. Citizens and U.S. residents working in Mexico. So when we say there are advocates for the Mexican government advocating for the people of Mexico, I think it's a mutual advocacy relationship. Bilateral, multilateral negotiations around the world are not uncommon, and I know your viewers are from all over the world. I think if U.S. and Mexico have a very close, historically complicated relationship, but this is not different than our relationship with other nations in the world in some ways, where we need to negotiate with those countries too about giving workers and capital access to markets.
All right, we'll let you have the last word. Lenni Benson, thank you so much, and Randy Parraz in Arizona, we appreciate your time.